welcome to my page. I thought it'd be a good idea for me to reintroduce myself and do another one of these little chatty videos about me, because I haven't done one in a while, and there might be some new people on here that actually don't know who I am. I'm going to do my makeup a little bit as well. 2 birds with 1 stone. So I grew up in Essex in a house with mum, dad and then my older brother. My brother's a year older than me, so we're pretty close in age, but we are quite different personality-wise. He's into being behind the camera and editing and that sort of thing, and obviously I'm the loudmouth. Anyway, mum and dad both worked full-time for their whole entire lives. My dad's a carpenter and my mum, she works in a reception at a hospital. We've always sort of had pets, but only little ones, and they've always been mine. So we had a hamster to start with, and then I've had a few rabbits and fish. We were only allowed little pets like that because obviously mum and dad are working all the time, and yeah, so it wouldn't be fair on the animal to get like a dog or a cat or whatever. Growing up, I was always like climbing trees, outside. I loved sports. I did every single after school club that was available. I'm always full of beans and I just really enjoy, yeah, just being outside really. It didn't bother me when I was at school that I'd be the only girl, or there'd only be like 3 girls doing a particular club in a room full of boys. Never bothered me one bit. I just really enjoyed it. I've never really been a girly girl. So me and my boyfriend now live in Suffolk, and this is our house that we bought at auction for 150k. We spent 2 years renovating it. It's documented on TikTok, and yeah, now it's done. So this is where we live in. Me and my boyfriend were best friends for like, oh my goodness, like 7, 8 years, something like that. We were really good friends, but we didn't actually make it official until 4 years ago. So we've technically been together for 4 years, but it just feels like forever. I've got a fairly small circle of close friends, but we're all really close. You know, me and my boyfriend, you know, some of the boys and the girls and whatever, like we all, when we go out together, it's really good. I've got like 2 or 3 best girlfriends. That's all you need. When I was at secondary school, I literally had no idea what I wanted to do, but I've always loved animals and pets and just looking after them and learning about them. Like, I always had a bit of a thing for, like, you know, the David Attenborough documentaries and stuff like that. So I was convinced when I was at school that I wanted to work with animals. But there was this open day at the school, and basically all these like different people from different careers came in, and they were all talking about their career and blah blah blah. And this vet came in, and at the time I thought I wanted to be a vet because I didn't really know much about like the different jobs around animals. So anyway, I speak to this vet, and she basically said to me, she was like, it's harder than being a doctor. You have to really want to do it. It's 5 years university. It's super expensive, and you don't get any like Christmases or weekends or blah, blah, blah. And the money is good, but not as much as it should be for the job. And basically, she just completely put me off and just scared me away from it, because then I was thinking, oh, like, I don't think I'm smart enough, because I wasn't really that smart anyway. Like, in my GCSEs, I passed all of my GCSEs, but I wasn't like an A-star student, do you know what I mean? So then we looked into being a veterinary nurse, and I spoke to a woman that was a vet nurse, and yeah, she basically said a kind of a similar thing. She was like, the hours are really long, and also it's quite restrictive. Once you're a veterinary nurse, that's kind of all you are. You can't really branch out and do any other things. She said it's like a very specific role. So then after that, I was sort of thinking, oh, what could I do that's like kind of different, like similar, but maybe a bit different, I don't know. And then I thought I wanted to be a paramedic. And then I wanted to be a midwife, purely because of watching the telly and watching One Born Every Minute. And then there was another, oh, like ambulance. It was something like that. It was something to do with the paramedics. So anyway, I was thinking about that. And then at the time, the government were doing this scheme. They were offering uni degrees funded by the government. So normally at university degrees, you have to pay £9,000 a year for your education, whereas this was completely free. If you wanted to go into nursing, paramedic, midwifery, like any of those sort of things, it was funded by the government. So I thought I might as well just go for it, because I'm not losing anything. Do you know what I mean? I can go into this, do a year, and if I really don't like it, I can just come out and I've not really lost that much money. So anyway, I applied to 5 universities for midwifery. 3 of them said no straight off the bat. So yeah, I was thinking shit. Anyway, then these 2 more universities, I went there. One of them I really wanted to go to, and I was super nervous, and we did the maths and English test, and I basically messed up. And then it was down to my 5th and final university choice. So yeah, I went in, I did my interview and this and that, and basically a couple of days later, UEA, the university, emailed me and they said, we haven't got any space for you to do midwifery, but we've got some spaces available to do adult nursing if that's what you want to do, because we really liked your interview, blah, blah, blah. Now, adult nursing wasn't really something that I thought about, because I had it in my head I was either going to be a paramedic or a midwife. But after I spoke to the teachers and stuff, they basically said that I could do adult nursing, I can finish that degree, and then afterwards I can decide what I want to do, and I could just do like a bit of a top-up degree, and then that will mean that I could be a paramedic or a midwife. Or it gives me the option to work in any of the hospital wards. So actually it sounded like it was a better idea. So anyway, I thought, yeah, okay, I might as well. Again, it's funded by the government. I've got nothing to lose. Let's just go to uni and see what happens. So yeah, I started university. I went to UEA in Norwich to do adult nursing, and I didn't really know what the role of a nurse was. I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest, because it wasn't really what I wanted to do, so I just sort of took it with a pinch of salt. I didn't really deep it that much. And my first year at university was absolutely hell. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But at the time, UEA in Norwich was like a really good uni to get into for nursing, so I didn't really want to let my parents down because they were really proud of me for getting in there, and also I didn't want to let myself down by just giving up halfway through. So yeah, I just pushed through. I hated living away from home. I didn't really mingle with anyone. I didn't have any friends up there bar one, and she was doing a different degree, so we didn't really see each other, and I just felt really isolated. I didn't drive, I didn't have any friends, I was away from home, I was doing a degree I didn't really know much about, and on top of that I had to do placement as well. So that was basically like work placement, right? You don't get paid for it, but you still have to do 12.5-hour shifts 3 times a week. So anyway, I went to my first day. I had to get the bus, a 2-hour bus, by myself to the hospital. I turned up to the hospital, and the first thing they asked me to do was to wash someone. And bearing in mind, I just completely didn't know like what I was doing. I'd never done any sort of care before. I didn't know what the role of a nurse was. I wasn't sure. I just felt so uncomfortable being expected to like see someone else naked, like an older person. I'd never seen a naked person before, other than myself and obviously my boyfriends. So yeah, it was just like really, really overwhelming, and I really struggled that year to get through it. But yeah, I pushed through, and then for my second and third year, I moved universities. So I moved my university to Suffolk so that I could live at home with my parents and then just commute every day, because by that point I'd got my driver's license. So yeah, anyway, I pushed through the first year. I was really proud of myself. I got through it, and the second year I started at the University of Suffolk, and yeah, it was just so much better. I made friends. I loved Suffolk as an area. The university was smaller, so we was like more friendly with the teachers and stuff. I just got more supported, and it was great. And I really, really enjoyed it. So that's what I did. And I finished my degree at the University of Suffolk. So I finished my degree. I took 6 months off just so that I could actually chill, relax, enjoy myself. And then after that, I started working on a care of the elderly ward, because I absolutely loved just looking after the old people. I loved feeding them, I loved washing them, and I loved it. The team was great, the hospital was great. Everything was good, apart from the long hours and apart from missing out on all the weekends. That was the only negative. Oh, and my wages. So shortly after I started working as a nurse, that's when COVID happened, right? So all of a sudden I was like massively in the deep end, because I just got my registration to become a nurse, and then all of a sudden there's this pandemic and there's like 12 patients and Crystal's the only nurse, and I was a bit like, I didn't really know what to do, and it was really like sort of scary. But anyway, we got through it, and once I'd finished working through the COVID pandemic, it just really made me realise that I just wanted to experience life a little bit. I wanted to travel. There's so many places I wanted to go to, and as much as I enjoyed nursing, I never really felt like it was my thing. Like, it wasn't something that I was really, really passionate about, or like, I don't know. It was just a job for me. Like, I remember every time I had a shift, I'd walk in through the back entrance and I'd see this Jaguar parked up. It was probably a doctor's car. I'm pretty sure it was like some sort of fancy Jaguar. And I look at that car parked there, and I'd be thinking every single time I go to work, that car is parked there. Somebody comes here every single day for their job. And yeah, they do have a decent car. But in my head, I was like, I'm going to have that car one day. And I just don't think I'm gonna be, this isn't it. This isn't what I'm doing. But it was just a feeling that I just had, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain it, but I feel like if you find something that you're really passionate about and you really enjoy, you know that that's your home, like that's your thing. Whereas I didn't have that for nursing, but I was enjoying it whilst it lasted. So anyway, yeah, I decided that I wanted to work really, really hard to save up as much money as possible so that I'd have a little bit of a backlog of money. And then my initial idea was to go travelling for a few months. And then when I come back, I wanted to specialise in learning disability nursing because I thought it's something completely different and yeah, something again that I found really super interesting, and that was basically the plan. Now at the time, Cole and I were best friends and I would see him quite a lot and, you know, talk to him about COVID and everything that's happening and all my nursing stories, you know, like, yeah, we'd go out and spend time together. We were really, really close. And he'd started making these videos online because he got made redundant, I think. Yeah, he lost his job basically because of COVID. He started making these videos online and then he started making a little bit of money out of it. And it wasn't until he started making money that he was like, oh, Chris, I think that you should do this. You could really do it. And I was like, no. I don't know anything about editing. I don't know anything about filming. I'm not confident enough and this and that. And he like really encouraged me. He was like, I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to edit. And we'll just see what happens because look, I'm making this money from it and I really feel like you could make money from it. There's not that many girls doing it. So for my birthday, I'd asked for money to go towards a laptop. So I'd put some money towards this laptop and then mum and dad had put some money towards it. It was the first time I'd ever bought a laptop that was actually mine. And I got the Apple one so that I could do editing on it. So anyway, I'm still working as a nurse. It's my birthday. I get my laptop. Cole helps me film and edit my first video. He shows me how iMovie works. We do it together. We upload that video somewhere around August in the evening. And I remember Cole said to me, now if this video gets 10,000 views, that's so good. And we're going to do the same again. And we'll keep doing it. So anyway, I was like, yeah, okay, that would be brilliant. I'd never seen numbers like that in my life. So I thought, yeah, okay. Anyway, we upload this video and in the morning I clicked onto TikTok and that video was on like 300,000 views. And the video was to do with girls getting ready. Now at the time there wasn't anything, like girls weren't doing comedy. I hadn't seen that video before. It wasn't something that I'd copied from somebody else. Yes, I'd taken inspiration from Cole's content and he'd shown me how to film and edit, which is why our editing styles were similar. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I thought, I remember being on cloud nine. I was like, I want to do this again. We need to come up with some more ideas. We need to like come up with this and help me film and blah, blah, blah. And so there was a period of time where I was trying to film 2 or 3 videos a week as well as nursing. So, and the tricky thing was obviously nursing shifts were days, nights, mornings, evenings, twilights. Like I was working really odd shifts, so it was really hard for me to be consistent with posting videos at a specific time on a specific date because I was working a full-time job. I tried to juggle doing my nursing and creating content for a little while, and then it just got to the point where I was thinking, what am I doing? Like, if you're going to do something, do it properly. Don't half-ass it. Don't try and keep your fingers in all of these pies and work for like doing your nursing so you can get a bit of money and then trying to do this on the side. No, I was like, no. If we're going to actually give this a go and be a content creator and make videos online, I've got to flipping dedicate time to it. I've got to like fully be invested. So anyway, I handed in my notice and my last shift was around October, I believe. By which point I'd saved up enough money so that if social media didn't work out, at least it could tide me over for the next few months. In November, I did my very first brand deal and yeah, just slowly increased from then. I've been extremely fortunate to have found myself in this position and like, it still doesn't really seem real to me that this is what I do. Like I just feel so happy that this is my life because I get to work for myself and that's crazy. I run my own businesses. I renovated a house. It's unbelievable really. So that's the story of how I got into social media. Other things about me is I'm very normal, I would say. I don't have the expensive designer. I don't care about the expensive clothes. I don't care about following trends. I just do my own thing. I enjoy gardening, like growing my own vegetables. I like doing all that sort of messy stuff. I like being outside, going on walks, being with nature. I love animals, and my perfect weekend is literally down the pub with my mates, drinking beer, chatting. That is the ultimate day out for me. I'm not really into like the glitz and the glam or anything like that. And my closest friends have been my closest friends for years and years and years. I don't think social media has changed me one single bit. And I said to Cole, like Cole and I both say this together, the best thing about being successful, like financially, not to say we're like mega rich or anything like that, but what I'm saying is it's one of the most rewarding things is going to the pub with me mates and being able to afford to buy everyone a drink, because there was a time when neither of us could do that. Cole and I used to go out together, and I remember we were in this bar called Yates in Colchester, and we'd ordered some drinks, a drink for me and he'd ordered a drink, and we were counting up our coins to pay for it, like because we didn't have any money at all. So we were thinking, like literally getting coins, like counting up the pounds to give to the barman. And now, we appreciate it so much more. When we go out for meals, we can just pay for it, and that's like a really nice feeling. I really enjoy being able to like treat everyone. And also when it's my friends' birthdays, I can actually get them nice presents and like little things like that. Like just the ability to be able to help other people is actually like a real privilege. It's a really nice feeling. It's really nice to be able to do that. Cole and I are also, we're very like, I'd say we're quite business orientated, I suppose, in a way. All I want to do is spend my money on things that are going to make me more money. So the houses, the renovations, having shares, like investing money, that sort of thing. But it's all like behind the scenes. To finish up my video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my plans for the future. To be honest, I don't really have a plan. Sometimes no plan is the best plan. I'm really enjoying this property development stuff. Cole and I have recently just bought another house. So yeah, we're going to be flipping that one as well, like sort of, you know, renovating it, extending it, blah, blah, blah. And for this year, I really want to learn some new skills around that. I want to learn how to build little shelves and only basic things, but you know, like laying tiles and floor slabs and things like that. But I just want to learn how to do it and learn how to measure it all out and things. So yeah, really looking forward to that. My goals would be, I'd love to do a group holiday with all my closest friends. Even just for a weekend. I'm just talking like European thing, like maybe we just go away for like a weekend somewhere, like Italy or whatever. In terms of like career progression and things, I'd really love to hit 1 million followers on TikTok. I've been working at it for like 4 years. Hopefully this year it will happen. But yeah, just really focusing on growing my Instagram. I've also created a second TikTok channel, which I'm going to be making more sort of like day in the life type lifestyle content on. And I'm really enjoying that because it's just different from the comedy stuff. So yeah, that, and then of course growing my Instagram, and yeah, just focusing on growing all my pages as much as possible. You know, I'm going to try and make some more videos on YouTube. I've been posting a bit more consistently on here, so I'd really appreciate it if you could comment down below and let me know the kinds of videos you enjoy watching. Is this what we like more? The talking to the camera and getting to know me? Or is it more of the day-to-day vlogs? Or is it more of the travel stuff? Because once I figure out where the majority of the views are coming from, then that's where I'm going to focus and obviously invest time, effort, money into it just to make this page entertaining for everyone. Yeah, super excited for that. Super excited for the future. Always really grateful. And if you made it this far to the end of my video, I really appreciate it. And I will speak to you guys very soon. Don't forget to press like and subscribe and comment whatever you want down below. Just comment something. Please and thank you. See you later, guys. Bye.